everyone, this is Samantha from the Dancing Soap Dish. I hope you're well. It's time for another stamped soap project for the 2024 Stamped Soap Challenge I'm doing this year. No surprises here that it is Easter themed because Easter is very close now. And this time round I've done something a little bit different with my cookie molds. I've used them to make embeds. So I've made these beautiful rainbow colored Easter themed embeds that I have put on top of just white bars of soap with a layer of clear over the top. And I think they're looking pretty shiny, pretty cute. Got bunnies and chickies and butterflies and a church and Easter eggs. This is all going on. So like I said before, this is for the 2004 Stamped Soap Challenge that I'm doing this year, where I've challenged myself every month to come up with a new and a different way to stamp soap. So here they are here. I've just used these cute little cookie cutters, like I said, Easter themed ones. I'm going to show you today how you can make these for yourself. I actually made these in a loaf mold, which is something new and different for me. As you can see that the pictures kind of match up. So it was actually one big long strip of soap that I've cut into 4 bars that you can see there. So that's something I'm going to be showing you today as well. Now these soaps are Easter themed, but you can use the technique that I'm going to be showing you today to make any sort of soap, because you can just use different cookie molds, and you know there's plenty out there with all different types, all different designs that you can use with this rainbow embed technique that I'm going to be showing you today. Maybe some rainbow unicorns, who knows? Alrighty, let's get started. So here are the cookie molds that I'm going to be using today. They consist of a cookie stamp and a cookie cutter. And together, I like to say that they make a cookie mold. So if you search online for cookie molds and stuff, things like this will come up. So these are all Easter themed, as I mentioned before. So there's a bit of spring, there's a bit of eggs, there's a bit of the religious themes as well. And that's what I'm going to be using today. As I mentioned before, I'm going to be using a loaf mold, something new and different for me. You don't see me use these a lot, but you might see me using them a little bit more often now. This is a 1.5 litre or a 50-ounce soap mold, but we're not going to be using anywhere near that much soap today. I'm actually just going to use the bottom part of the mold to make some flat lay soaps, and then I'm going to cut it into 4 bars. So what I'm starting out with now is 3 ounces of soap, and I'm going to pour myself a thin 3-ounce layer of white soap. This is a white detergent-free soap base. I haven't added any scent or fragrance. I haven't added any color. I'm just going to melt the soap base like I've done here and just pour it straight into the mold and make sure that the entire bottom of the mold is covered with this very thin layer of soap. I'm also going to give it a spray with alcohol just to get rid of those bubbles. And I'm going to let that set. Once that thin layer of soap is firm enough to handle, I'm going to remove it from the mold, which can be a bit tricky. See, it's still quite soft. See how it's still very pliable. It's very soft. I'm gonna lay it face down because this side here that's facing up was in the bottom of the mold, so it's nice and smooth, and that's what I want. Just putting it here on a piece of grease-proof paper, which will just make it easier to work with. And it was a little bit misshapen by me pulling it out of the mold, so I'm just sort of easing it back into shape there. But that's fine. Still a bit wonky. Not a problem for what we're going to do. Then I'm going to take my cookie stamps, and I'm just going to position them onto this layer of soap in a way, that I find aesthetically pleasing. Basically, I've decided to do them diagonally because I find that you can fit a little bit more on if you do it that way. And once I'm happy with where all the stamps have been placed, and some of them are hanging off the soap, that's fine. I'm just trying to sort of give it a random pattern appearance, and that's why, some of the tops and the bottoms are missing. Don't have a problem with that. Once I'm happy with where the stamps are, I'm going to press them into the soap. These egg ones here actually don't have an outside line, so I'm actually using the cutters just to do the outline of the egg. I'm not cutting that all the way through. I'm just sort of pushing it in a little bit just to get the imprint, because I want the imprint of the egg, not just the pattern that's on the egg. And once I'm happy with that, I'm then going to ease my stamps off my soap, making sure that I don't tear the soap as I do that. I'm also checking to see that the impression is deep enough. If I'm not happy with it, I can put the stamp back, give it another press down. So there we go. And now I have a layer of soap with all these great Easter impressions on them. I'm also going to fill in some of the gaps so I can actually reuse some of the stamps. I'm going to use a bunny ear there and a little bit of an egg here. I just don't want large areas of negative space. I want it to be mostly filled in. So there we go. Now that I'm happy with that, it's time for the coloring. So I have these beautiful pastel micas that I actually mixed myself. Check out my mica mixing video. It's amazing. I'll put a link in the description of this video. And I have some finger sponges. I have some lip gloss brushes. I have some vegetable glycerin. I'm also using some isopropyl alcohol. And I have here a little paint palette, which I am adding some of mica to with this little mica spoon I'm using here. So I'm just adding a scoop of each of these colors into my palette here. I am adding 3 drops of vegetable glycerin and 6 drops of isopropyl alcohol, which is sort of like a great combination to make a beautiful mica paint. So basically 2-to-1 alcohol to glycerin to mix with your dry mica to make paint. And I'm just using the lip gloss brushes here. They're really good for mixing up the paint and also for applying said paint to the top of the finger sponges, which I'm just going to load up all my finger sponges here so I can work quite quickly once I start. So I'm putting this mica paint that I've just mixed onto the finger sponges. As you can see, I've used these finger sponges before. I like to keep the light colors. I'm giving them a little bit of a dab on a paper towel just to get rid of any large blobs of paint. And then once I've done that, I am just dabbing the sponges onto my layer of soap. I've decided to go in a rainbow pattern, a diagonal rainbow pattern. I am leaving some spaces clear. If there's no sort of stamp in that area, then I'm not painting that area. Just trying not to waste time and resources, basically. But I'm just going through all the colors in a rainbow pattern, and I'm just going to continue until the whole layer of soap is covered with this beautiful mica paint. Isn't it lovely? I really love this rainbow pattern. I've used this rainbow pattern with the pastel colors before in other Easter projects I've done, and it's one of my favorites, so I decided to do it again today. All right, I'm just going to go back and make sure that I haven't missed any spots or that everything is sort of matched up. If there's some sections that are a little bit light on the paint, I'm going to fill them up again. But there we go. That didn't take me very long at all, and I have a beautiful rainbow slab of stamped soap. Give your mica paint a little bit of time to dry. It really needs to be dry to the touch, so maybe a few hours just to be extra sure. And then come back and start cutting out all the little stamped figures with the cookie cutters. So it's very easy here. I'm just lining them up because I can see the picture that matches the stamp, and I am just using it to cut through the full layer of soap and cut out my little bunny characters, butterfly characters, Easter egg, whatever. Again, very, very simple. I really love this soap. It's a very quick and simple, you can make it in a day sort of soap, and yet so beautiful and so lovely. I mean, I painted these. You don't have to paint these. If you wanted to make your slab a whole color or make a few different colored slabs, you can then just stamp and cut all your embeds out, straight away out of, a bunch of different colors without painting them. Painting's not necessary. I just decided that I wanted to paint them today. I really love the look, but you could just do this from, a thin layer of colored soap that you've created, and you'd still get a great and wonderful effect. So this is a really quick and easy way to make an impressive stamped soap. Make your stamps into embeds, or make embeds out of your stamps, and that's what I'm doing here today. So there we go. I've taken out all the excess that was between all these little pickies here. The next step is to make a base for my embeds to rest on. Again, I've just chosen white soap because my rainbow embeds are just so beautifully colored already. I want to set them against a white background. So I've melted 9.5 ounces of white soap here. I'm scenting it this time. Lavender and Spearmint. I'm doing these, which is just a fantastic scent. Beautiful spring scent as well. I'm going to give that a really, really good mix to make sure that I get all that fragrance mixed thoroughly into my soap base. And then, as I did before, I'm just going to pour it straight into the mold. Very easy, very simple. Scraping out any excess there because I want it all. I'm going to give it a spray with isopropyl alcohol to melt those bubbles, and then I'm going to let it set. Once it is firm to the touch, I can start placing my embeds on top, and it's really easy. I'm just going to put them in exactly the same places as they were when I cut them from the other layer of soap that I did. So that's very easy. Just using a pair of plastic tweezers here just to position them appropriately. Now I need a layer of clear. So I have 3.5 ounces of ultra clear soap base here. Just the 1/2 ounce is just, sort of for wastage. I just want another sort of 3 ounce layer to go over the top. I don't want to make my clear layer too thick because then it can, just make my my rainbow embeds a little bit more muted, and I don't want them to be muted. They're a beautiful, lovely color. I want people to see the beautiful, lovely color. So I'm really just going to do quite a thin layer of clear over the top. What I'm doing now is I'm actually just getting a tiny dab of wet soap base on the back of each of these embeds and using it to stick the embeds down. Then I don't have to worry when I pour my clear layer of soap of any of the embeds shifting, which tends to happen. You pour the liquid over the top of them, some of them start to float, some of them maybe move around a bit, float to the left, float to the right, and I hate that. So I've just stuck down all my embeds to make sure that they don't move. I haven't sprayed this with alcohol first because it will smudge my beautiful mica paint, so I've just poured the clear straight on and made sure that the clear soap has evenly covered my embeds. Once that was set, I demolded it, and I actually took some pictures because it was just so beautiful. It seemed such a shame to have to cut this up. It was such a beautiful slab of soap, but I do have to cut it up. So what I did was I measured it out with a ruler, and I actually scored some lines with a bamboo skewer for where I wanted to cut my bars. So here they are here. You can see those scored lines there. Then I got my cutter. I actually this is a paint scraper I got from the hardware store, and I use this to cut my soap because I find it's got like a really thin blade, and it's also I can just sort of line it up and make sure that I cut nice and straight. I really, really love it. Then I took my acrylic soap beveler and I beveled the edges, of course, just to make it look extra neat and tidy. Everybody loves a neat and tidy finish, as do I. So, yep, here we go. This is me just beveling. I just did the top edges. I didn't really worry about the others. I suppose you can do that if you want to, but there we go. And here they are. So, the finished product. 4 just truly delightful Easter soaps with a beautiful rainbow sponged mica finish. You can see the stamps, the pattern of the stamps that are embossed, inside the rainbow coloring. The pictures, it was really hard to take pictures of them because the mica was so shiny. I sort of had to take pictures of them from an angle where the mica wasn't shining, and then the mica looked a little bit thin. But trust me, they're gorgeous in real life. They're beautiful. And they are a great gift to anybody at Easter, or even just put them in your bathroom for your guests to use at Easter. Well, I hope you enjoyed March's installment of the 2024 Stamped Soap Challenge. There is a Stamped Soap Challenge playlist on this YouTube channel that you can view all the projects in. I'll be adding them to them as the year goes on. If you like what I do, please like and subscribe. And I wish everyone a wonderful and safe Easter. And I will be seeing you soon. Thanks, guys. Enjoy.